Welcome to Trading Lounge and the gold and silver Elliott Wave report for the 4th of August. So on the monthly chart here, you can see that I've got it moving much higher. Of course, we're going to have the market stall at 2000, which is a major trading level 2. So 1000 is trading level 1 major level, and major trading level 2 here. And then we've also got the minor levels. The next medium level down would be, well, the major levels are 1000, 2000 and 3000, and medium levels are halfway between two major levels, so in this case 2500. And then if we drill down further into the trading levels, we've got the minor levels. So basically between 2000 and 3000 here we have 100, 200 and 300. Well, 500 becomes the midpoint, and then we've also got 800 here, but we'll also, which we call group 2, and group 2 has got 65, which is 2650, and 72 there, which is 2720 as part of that, but we won't go into that just now. And in fact, I'll just remove that one there as well. But all you need to know of the trading levels is the numbers 1, 2, 3, 5 and 8. So 1, 2, 3, 5 and 8 between two major levels, and even between, say, 300 and 400 will be the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. Anyway, large wave 4 here, wave 1 and 2 here, and we're heading up for wave 3 here, which we're looking at 1 and 2 here, and going up for 3, 4 and 5 here. So let's break that down here. In the weekly chart here, from this wave 2, we've got 1 and 2 here, 3 and 4 here, and then you can see this move up here is just not finished. We've got wave 1 and 2 here, and we've got the third wave here. And in a nutshell, in this third wave between 2 and 3 here, we're looking for 5 smaller waves as fractals. Within that we've got wave 1 and 2 in here, and 3, and so we're pretty much sort of 2/3 of the way through this wave 3 here. So we're going to see this wave 3 and 4 play out across the level here, and we know wave 4s can get complicated, and we know there's an old high over here just down yonder here. So they'll all come into reckoning across this 2000, which will be, people call psychological, as such, psychological levels, sticky numbers and so on and so on. But yeah, we'll just look at it as what we're actually really looking for here is we're looking for the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, and then the ABC pattern here, and then moving up there further. So we're looking at a classic trading levels pattern, which will be like this here. So if this is the 2000 across here, we'll be looking for the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, and then the correction. This move here, it does appear that we're going to be going through this somewhat here before we get that turn in there, looking at the wave structure, but that's not a problem. So we'll be looking at this particular pattern here, or sometimes it doesn't need to drop back below the level here. So the variation on that is this one here, where it doesn't sit back on the level here. I mean, it just sits on the level and then moves up from that point. So we'll be aware of both of them. But what we're always looking for in this particular process is the first high above the level. That becomes our reference point, and we can go long above that, but then we try to get better entry points further down the food chain for those. Anyway, enough of that. Let's move into the daily chart here. So with the daily chart here, we're looking at it like this here. So from this wave 4 here, we've got 5 waves up here as wave 1 and 2 here, and then we're looking in wave 3 here. So I'm also going to be a little bit conservative in here as well, because I need to go back and do a little bit of homework. I've just been a bit short on time, as I mostly am all the time. So I've got wave 1 and 2 in here, and we're looking for wave 3 and 4 here, and then wave 5. That's the normal process here: the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, then the ABC correction, and then we can go long again. I'll just go into the intraday chart here, because I've got a situation here where wave 4 could already be in play here as well on this low here for that point. And I'm going to to work with wave 4 being on that low just for the time being. I may adjust it and look at it, because this looks right here. It looks right here, but that sell-off that we've had here is a wave 4. Maybe it's just wave 4 one lesser degree. Let's just go into the 4-hour chart and start to drill in. So I've got this blue wave 4 sitting right here for this, on this particular low here, which pulled back the 38.2% that we were looking at from this one down here. Roughly, you can get that working a little bit better, 38.2. So that kind of fits kind of nicely, but I need to go back over this trend here, because it could be just the these two here are pretty much the same, so it could be a green wave 4 here instead. So I do need to do some homework on that, but I've taken the conservative point on this and looked at it as it already in place here. I always take the conservative view. That way it limits expectations and limits disappointment. So we've got long trades in the market here. So I brought the stop up to this point here. We were going to take profit at 2,000, but we're only going to take a percentage profit there, and we're going to keep lifting the stop up further because we may end up pushing up a bit higher. We may end up between 50 and 100 here, and then I'll look like an idiot for taking profit here, and I'll have to suffer the consequences of that. So a trailing stop loss is always a good stop loss. So let's drill in a little bit further now that I've earmarked this, but just to suggest that wave 4 may not be in there, and we may end up with it over here. So I'll just put this in over here for the time being, just a bit of a loose cannon there. It's not going to make any difference in the meantime to the way that we approach the market. So I'm just going to drill into the hourly chart here. So we've had this from wave 3 here. We've had this very sharp wave 4 that's pulled back to the correct level there for that. And if I have to count this properly here, we can look at this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for wave 1, an A and a B and a C, back for wave 2, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for wave 1 and back for wave 2 here. That wave 2 here can pull back to, let's just get a grip on that there. So it can drop a little bit lower. We'll take a closer look at this here. So it can pull down to 1957, 1960 here. That's a 60, so 1960 here. If not, then it can just continue to cruise up. So let's just put this wave 2 in place here, and then we're heading up for wave 3. Do I have a wave 3? Which will be here, wave 4, and wave 5 here to make wave 3. So I'll just copy that and put that there, and then wave 4 over here. So you can see that we've got to climb higher in one regard or another. So I'll just take that, put that there, put this wave 5 here, and this wave 3 here. As I mentioned, it may be possible that this wave 3 here is actually sitting over here for this here. So I'm just going to dull that out. It'll just remind me that we need to double check things, that's all. I think I have checked it in here obviously before, but I'm not over it I'm not on this every day. So what we're doing is just trailing the stop loss up. We've got it here at the moment. Once we make a new high here, then you can bring it up to this point here, okay? So when it reaches here, then you can bring the stop loss to this point here, and we'll be taking part profit from that point. Just let me check the tick chart for a moment if I've done anything here at all. Nope. Okay, well that's gold. We'll take a look at silver. So I just want to go over this. Once this moves up here, you're going to take profit, and then you're going to move this stop to this point here. Okay, that's a nice balance that way. Always work to the balance point. Don't worry about that take profit yet. We're not going to use that just yet. We'll just keep that out of the way. We're looking for this wave 5 here, wave 3 here. We can just update this a little bit. 1, 2. I mean, if this is wave 1 here and that's wave 2 here, we're going to be looking 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, somewhere there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. I mean, large numbers tend to sort of, large numbers like this tend to sort of skew the count somewhat. So you just, sometimes they can get a bit tricky. Sometimes it's clean, it's not a problem. Other times it's a bit of a worry. So what I might do with this one here, just to make life a little bit easier for myself, I'll just move that to here. I don't think it's the case. I think we're okay with the way that we're looking at it. Okay, I'm just going to save that. We're going to have a look at silver. Okay. The horse that bolted from the gate. So I'm looking at this as 1 and 2 here, and 3 here, and 4 here. Sorry, 1 here and 2 here, and 3 here and 4 here for this. So a little bit like gold, really. And then we're looking for wave 5 here. I'll just bring that down off the 3,000 just to be conservative. And wave 4 here, especially why gold needs to play with the 2,000 level. This market's going to do the same at this medium level here, the 2,500. Let's just see what I've updated here. Just bear with me while I mend my ways. This is group 1 here, so 1, 2, 3, so it's sitting on there nicely. I'm just bringing this in with gold. Just not sure if that's finished just yet, that wave 2 there. But what you could do if you wanted to trade long here is just simply go long above this high here. So I'll just put that in there. Going long just before a level's not really the done thing. So take some money off the table as it moves up here. So we'll look at wave 3, 4, 5. Something like that. I mean, this wave 4 could get bigger and uglier. I'm just going to save that, and then we'll go and have a look at the 1 hour chart, which I think is like this. No, I haven't even updated that, so I've gone to the tick chart, and I must have used that. Right, just to get a bit more definition in there. Yeah. So, as you can see here, we're looking at wave 3 here with wave A coming into play, wave B here. Wave B can sit over here as well, here. Not that it matters, it still leaves us this here. So 1, 2, 3, sideways for wave 4 and new high for wave 5 to make wave 1 here. ABC for wave 2. And then you can count 1 and 2 here and 3 and 4 and 5 here for wave 1 and back for wave 2 here. That, let's just have a look at this. What is this? Okay, so we can put that wave 2 here and we'll just drift that across here. So it looks to me, I'm not going to label it as such because I don't want too many things on my chart, but just to fill in the picture here, we've got wave A here, and then we've got wave B here, and then we need to look at all of this as wave C here. And then here, we have to look at all of this as wave 1 here, which is not really nice. Just give me a look at this again. And then the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave here. So we could probably get a better entry if that was going to push up here. So the first thing I like to do is don't like working with spikes. Let's just assume for a moment that low's in place, and it may not be, but it's looking like it's got good sort of spending time here. So this is the 61.8%. So this is the hurdle that you need to be above. You need this as support before you're in the safe zone here. Which is a bit of a shame because I was thinking of group 1 here. So 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3 here off the 24 here. So if we use the 24 here as that. It's a pretty dodgy count, I'd have to say, mate. Bloody Cowboys could do better. But I'm okay with that, and I'm kind of and I'm okay with this impulse wave here, and all this ties in with gold. This just hasn't pulled back the way that I wanted it to, just a little bit further in here for this. So let's just nail that down here. Yeah, so it's way down here. When I get to situations where I don't know something, and of course, knowledge is number 1, and then practicing that knowledge is number 2, and then number 3 is you got yourself some talent. So we want this, we could go better than that. We could go long above here. That would be the thing. You could get, if you got a classic trading levels pattern on top of group 1 here, you could go with that. Okay. I'm starting to drift and waffle, so I've got to be careful, but I'll put that there so I'll remember. But you can go long above that one, you can go long above that one, you can go long on top of support here, so 24.35 is a tested support, you can go long. You could even get in a little bit earlier and look for a classic trading levels pattern on this one here. The risk is that the market hasn't pulled down to this position here, and all of this could be the A wave to here and a B wave to here, but that's not what gold is telling me. So will they do the same thing? Probably. But to go long here, to take part profit here, so you're kind of at the break-even sort of stage. Let's go back to the 4-hour chart here. so we can go long here. You can get a better entry in there, as I mentioned, but it may pull further down. I'll put this in here, but with the proviso that it's possible for it to drop here on some news or something, so you just need to be mindful of that. But some profit here, and then once this has got support here, and if everything is as rosy as I'm saying it is, we should end up further up in this space up here somewhere. Could this wave 4 get more complicated and end up over here, and this here could be the A wave here, the A, the B and the C wave here, and then look for the C wave down here? That's highly possible as well here. That's where the risk lays here. So I'll put that here, and I'll just put this over here for this, and this over here for this. But even if this happens, then at least what you'll be looking for between these two here is you'll be looking for 5 waves. I'll come in and pick that up pick that up there for us, and then we can move up from that point. But otherwise, we'll just stay bullish. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Cheers.